If a rental unit in Ontario is found to be illegal, tenants can face eviction, but they still have rights and proper procedures must be followed. What makes a dwelling illegal in Ontario?
So the two sort of common things that we'll see is either that the fire department has come in to do an inspection and found concerns with respect to the fire code. It could be that there aren't proper egresses in and out of a unit, especially for basement units. It could be that the fire systems are not up to code. Or the city has actually come in and said that part of the unit usually was built without proper permits, and therefore that it has to be reverted back to its original state. They will issue an order to the landlord detailing what the infractions are and what work that the city or fire department is requiring.
Kevin LaForest from Scarborough Community Legal Services says if work needs to be done in the unit, tenants shouldn't panic. They are not required to vacate immediately.
Municipal bylaw does not have the power to evict people. The fire department does not have the power to evict people. A bylaw infraction, a building code infraction, or a fire code infraction is not an eviction order. You do not have to move, and the landlord is required to follow the process that's laid out at the landlord and tenant board.
That process could involve the landlord serving the tenant with an N13 notice of termination of the tenancy for renovations.
If you see on the N13, there's actually a few sections that landlords can refer to. They can decide that they need to demolish the rental unit or that they require the unit to be vacant in order to repairs or renovations so extensive that they have to get a building permit and that the rental unit must be vacant to do the work.
LaForest says when tenants receive an N13, they still do not need to move out and can await a hearing at the landlord and tenant board. If the LTB issues an eviction order thereafter, they must comply. But he adds that tenants should also carefully look over the N13 and the details of the work that needs to be done.
You really have to be doing quite extensive, very invasive renovations to really require people to move. Oftentimes there are workarounds, there are ways that people can be accommodated or adjusted for while this work is going on. We have seen time and time again across the city that landlords will say, I have a city order, I have to do this work, only to see units being relisted for rent at much, much higher rates once those tenants have moved out.
That is considered a bad faith eviction, and LaForest suggests that if tenants suspect they're being evicted in bad faith, they should
sit tight, talk to their neighbors, talk to people they live with, see if other people are experiencing this, and reach out to their community legal clinics to get legal support.
Dilshad Burman, City News.